Up next, more secrets revealed from the video vixen, Corinne Steffens.
People expect me to be ashamed, and I think that it bothers a lot of people that I'm not ashamed.
It doesn't bother me that you're not ashamed. What bothers me is I think you do know exactly what you did.
When you get a cold, you can't always slow down. But you can feel better,
sample of
faster.
Late 90s.
No,
2000s.
And Dayquil each day.
2000s for sure.
Together, they'll give you
This
the relief
interview?
you need to keep
Because if
going.
you're talking about Ja Rule,
So leave the
it has to be
coughing,
like at least
aching, and
2004.
fever behind. With NyQuil each night
I don't know, could be earlier.
and Dayquil each day.
I don't feel like the Tyra Banks show was on it, so I was
Feel better,
We can look
faster.
it up. But anyway, whenever it's
Why do we love going out to eat?
Let's skippity-doo-dah ahead.
Being together with friends? Our favorite
Yeah,
dishes?
0. Okay, there we go.
Yes.
But
We're back with the
and we're back.
controversial author of Confessions of a Video Vixen,
Controversial.
Corinne Steffens. Now, the views expressed in her book are not mine, and I want to make this very clear, that I have no idea if these allegations are true or not. Now, this book is a cautionary tale. Who's this a cautionary tale to?
Well, what's happening is that a lot of women have unrealistic views of this part of the industry. You have a lot of young girls who want to, at a very early age, just be video girls, and they think that that's modeling. I get emails on my website, which I have been getting for over the last 2 years, of people asking me, how do they get into this? I want to be a model, so how do I get into the next Yin Yang video? Or, you know, and I have to explain that that's not modeling, and I've never been a model, and that's not what it is, and that's not how it happens. They're actually changing their minds about what they thought the industry was like, thinking that nothing bad ever happens, and life is essentially like a video, and it's just not.
Well, it depends on the choices that you make.
Well, it depends on the choices that you make,
Yeah.
but a lot of us, unfortunately, are being ill-informed. A lot of us are just aren't being told. You know, I wish that I had, you know, people around me. I wish that I had a family base. A lot of women do have, and they have a family, and they have friends, and they have people who care, and they're educated better than I was. But many women and young girls aren't as educated as we should be.
Well, I want to take some questions
Yeah.
from the audience.
It's a really fucking important point there.
No. But I also think it's really interesting too, where like she just distinguished herself as not a model very intentionally, and like it's interesting to think like Tyra Banks was probably like literally like early 90s. Tyra Banks is like the it model. Right?
Yeah, throughout
like,
the 90s, yeah.
Yeah, like
Mid-
she
late
is,
90s.
and like that's what segues into her even having this part of her career too.
Right.
So like, I wonder if the shame from her is like, girl, I worked for it, fuck you, like.
Like the shade, yeah. Like she's like, again. I mean, that's an interesting point. Like, there's maybe not a whole lot of difference between the experience of Tyra Banks and Corinne Steffens. You know, it's interesting, but I'm realizing now why the video is titled Tyra Banks versus Corinne Steffens. Bless her heart. All right, let's see what else. We got a couple minutes left here.
I'd like to know, based on the subject matter and the content of the book, why would you dedicate a book like this to your son?
Because this is my life story, and this is a subject matter not just of my book, but of my life. And my son went through a lot of this with me. When I slept in the car, he was the only person in the car with me.
But you put your son, and you dedicated your book to the son, which means it opens it up to his school because his name is in the book.
His first name's in the book. A lot of children are named Naeem.
Yeah, but you pick him up at school, and you look just like this.
Okay,
So
and all the
that's
parents that know me, I'm in the PTA. I feel that
The audience is
people
just
expect me to be ashamed. And all my life, I've been expected to be ashamed of who I am. And I'm not. And I think that it bothers a lot of people that I'm not ashamed. And a lot of us spend our lives being ashamed of who we are and what we've done and are afraid to share that with our children.
It doesn't bother me that you're not ashamed. I admire the fact that you're not ashamed. I think what bothers me is that I think you are a very smart woman. You're very articulate. And I think you do know exactly what you did. And you knew that naming names would be the thing that makes the press, because you were attracted to that. You're attracted to names, you're attracted to celebrity, and I think you do understand that naming these names means that, you know, this is going to get attention.
Okay.
And I want you to be honest and sit here and be honest with me.
Well, you know what? I just wrote the book, and my publisher made that decision. Initially, the book had no names in it, and there were a lot